Today I'm showing off a 1929 Underwood portable 4-bank. This one is a wood grain, so be sure to go to the link in our description below to take a look at the photos because the wood grain is so pretty. And this even still has the covers. A lot of these 4-banks you'll notice are missing the original covers, and this one still has the original covers, so that's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and I'll show you around before I do a typing demo. First of all, this one is attached to the base of the case, and so we're going to keep it like that, like this. So if you do purchase this one and you don't want the typewriter on the case, then there are 2 screws. They're right in the corners right here. My fingers are actually touching those screws. You're going to need a flathead, and you can just undo those 2 screws, and then this will come right off the base. But if you want to keep it on the base, then that's fine. It's totally personal preference. Doesn't have to be one or the other. This has the original glass keys with the chrome exterior on them. And let me show you how to set the margins. There's no tabs on this typewriter, but I'll flip this typewriter over, and here are your margins, and you just press and drag. Okay, that's how that works. All right, now the let me back up. Right here is your carriage release. It's on top. It's not behind the roller handle. And so you press down and that releases your carriage. So the bell is barely audible on this particular model. Here's your paper release. This is your carriage return. Okay, and that's about as fancy as this typewriter gets. To open up, to change the ribbon spools, there's 2 little like clip things on each side. So you just you can feel the bump here and here. So just kind of squeeze that cap and then pull it off. And so this is a universal ribbon. We kept the original, or we kept the metal spools. I believe they're original, but we're not sure. But they're metal spools, and so we've wound fresh ribbon on there for you. But if you need to change it out with a plastic universal ribbon, you can certainly do so. Or you can send your spools back to us, and we will wrap them for you. So to put it back on, I don't know if this is going to show you or not, but one of the tabs curves in like this. Actually, they both go this direction. But because it's on this side, it curves out. And so the one that's pointing out, you want to it's like a hinge. You just want to put it in the tab right here, fold it over, make sure this ribbon goes into the slot on the side, and then again gently squeeze until the other end gets inside the little hole there. Same with this side. So once you figure out how to take the caps off, it's actually very easy. This is your ribbon reversal, and this button right here is actually your margin release. So when you get to the end of your margins, so I'm at the end there, once you hit this, then that releases the margin and you can keep going. Okay, let's go ahead and put in a piece of paper. Oh, and your color selector is right here. And then let's go ahead and do a typing demonstration on this one. Now, the platen on this one, we do not replace platens. And when you start doing that, you start getting into the refurbishing and the restoring of typewriters. And as I've mentioned before, we just repair and we service them. We don't replace any parts. So this platen, for optimum performance, would need to be replaced just because it's become hard. I've also heard that rubbing it in like peppermint oil softens that rubber up, but we have not tried that. So this one, the paper takes a little bit more effort. So I stick it way down in there, almost till I can see it on the bottom here. And also the paper release, if you pull it forward, you gotta actually kind of make sure it's down all the way for it to catch. And so then There we go. And then you can bring it around. So let's go ahead and start typing, just so you know that that platen isn't perfect, but it's usable. Okay, so this was a 1929. Oh, what pretty font. Underwood Portable. Oops. So this is actually pretty common on these older typewriters. The shift lock doesn't always hold. So it looks like if you want to do like all caps or something, you're going to have to hold the shift key down because the shift lock will only work for 2 characters. Yeah, there you go. So people wonder, and I do too, you know, why is there such a huge discrepancy in prices? And, you know, when you're dealing with vintage items, there are so many factors that are involved. So, you know, a lot of people, you have to be careful. They'll throw them up on their Etsy shop, but they haven't cleaned it. They haven't serviced it. They've done nothing to it. And so we get a lot of those customers who are like, oh, ours stopped working right away. I wish we had bought from you. But then some of the other variables are, you know, then there's people who are professional restorers and refurbishers, and they take this apart and they gut everything out and clean it and put it back together. Or restorations, they actually put all new parts in. They don't even fix the old parts, so it's like a brand new machine. So you have a wide variety of price points. If you just get it at a garage sale, you're going to pay a lot less than something from like us, where we've serviced it, we've repaired it, we've cleaned it. We put about 6 hours of work into every single typewriter that comes through our doors. And then, hold on, can't talk and type at the same time. With a quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And then I take the time to do these videos for you. And so for us, you know, our prices are going to reflect all the work that we put in. And sometimes it's frustrating for us when we see people that we know are not cleaning up and repairing the typewriters and giving you the service that we give. So for example, we give you 3 days to try out your typewriter and make sure it's going to work for you. And that being said, that all goes in. Those are all factors involved in determining the price of a typewriter. So in this case, if this typewriter was to be refurbished, where they put a new platen on and they made sure the shift lock was working, this would be probably $600, $700, $800, maybe even $1,000 for this typewriter. And so those are just things you need to consider. All right, let's try out the, oh, I already switched it, the red. Margin release. Okay, so this works excellent. The typing wise, it's fantastic. So the only things, again, I'll point out again, was the paper slips a little bit in here because the platen is hard, and it's supposed to have a little bit of a malleability to it. And then the shift lock doesn't hold more than a couple characters. But other than that, this is an excellent condition. Somebody is going to love this. I do not recommend it for a serious author who's going to be writing a book on it. I recommend this one for short stories, for letters, for journaling, poetry, collectible, just anything that's a smaller writing project. This one is going to be excellent for. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.